So we just got some major news for new content coming to Soulframe, and it's quite a bit to break down. So before anything else, we got some reasons behind the Founders Pack, and this is important for the future of the game. So according to Digital Extreme's CEO Steve in a recent stream, he stated that the revenue from the Soulframe Founders Packs will accelerate the game's development while funding the hiring of additional staff. So ultimately, this will boost the production capacity and expediting progress. The game has been getting constant updates at a very good pace, and we get updates roughly every 2 to 3 months. But before we get into that, I'd really appreciate it if you guys hit that like and subscribe button to stay up to date on everything. We go over patch notes, updates, and everything that's got to do with Soulframe. So without further ado, let's dive in. So first and foremost, let's get into what a lot of people are asking. So raids will be coming to the game, and they have already laid the groundwork with the sieges. And from here on out, it's only going to get bigger and better. And speaking of raids, MMO plans are also in the works. And one of their plans are that when you are in certain areas with high magic density, such as these sites that work as a respawn point, you will see souls of other players wandering around, which is very similar to Elden Ring's concept. As the CEO stated that this concept is inspired by Elden Ring, which a lot of developers take inspiration from other games. So that's pretty normal. And it will give us more of an MMO feel and the world will feel more alive. But he also said that he doesn't want the game to have players everywhere like Final Fantasy XIV, for example. Next up on the development horizon is a fully dynamic sun system. So currently, as you cycle from day to night in the game, the sun stays locked in place. But the team is overhauling that with a new mechanic, where it rises from one side of the world and sets on the opposite side, which will make the game's experience feel more immersive. Dynamic weather systems is also next on the docket, which will feature rain and other atmospheric effects to bring Alka's world to life. The developers are also refining the terrain to streamline combat. So battles currently play out on sloped surfaces in the game, not an issue for me personally, but the developers feel that flattening key spots will make for more seamless fights, even though those slopes enhance the game's visuals. But I'm still split on this one. I haven't had a problem with combat fighting on the terrain so far, but the devs have always been spot on with community input, so this might be a good thing. So this is a big one. The developers also mentioned that these big metal things will play a key role in the near future of the game. So far, we can overthrow sieges in the game, but the developers said these things will be similar to that concept, only this time we will be able to go in and sabotage this, which would obviously give some good rewards. However, they didn't go into much details about this. So now we get to the most important part of this video, and that's the priority of the studio right now. Steve mentioned that their main focus right now is level progression and UI, or basically meta progression. So first of all, this bookshelf will be getting a change as well as the UI in the game to make it more simple and clean. I mean, a bookshelf is weird to change your armor and all that by, but it is pre-alpha, so things are always changing and getting better. So one of the biggest changes coming in the very near future is virtue scaling. This is the point system in the game which cover your overall base strength, agility, and spirit. For example, Courage increases your damage and armor, Spirit increases your healing and support magic, and Grace increases your parry, stealth, and agility. So currently you can earn virtue points from leveling up and then distributing them freely in the character menu to match your preferred playstyle. So now this is getting a rework, but again, this is not set in stone as it's still a pre-alpha, meaning it can always change in the future. So Steve stated that they want to do away with you setting the virtues points system manually, meaning these pluses and minuses will go away, and instead, this will be set to whichever pact you are on, meaning the pact will decide the points allocation. But the more you level up, the higher this number will be. So this is hitting 2 birds with 1 stone, because now with it being done like that, the virtue system will in turn be set to your loadout, because now, if you change loadouts here in the corner, your virtue scaling stays the same. So this overall is a good change and makes it more simple for those who are new to the game. So complicated is good, but overly complicated is bad for a new player. Then there are 2 other things that were mentioned. First is that we will hear more news on the console player side within the coming year, and they are still vaguely working behind the scenes on that, and then finally, mantling will be coming in the game. And the devs have already made the animation for that, which is like gonna come in the next update. Well, hopefully. So that's pretty much everything that was talked about, and if you guys found this at all insightful, hit that like and subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one.